Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to another video. Today we're going to talk about the Mezco 112 movie Hellboy? Yeah, movie Hellboy, movie reboot Hellboy. And the reason why I started, because I was about to just say Hellboy, but I'm like, we have different versions, so there I go tripping. But anyway, enough about that. Let's talk about this guy. Now, can't front, didn't know what to expect out of this, because I saw the movie, and, you know, it left me wanting more, not necessarily in a good way. So I was on the fence about the toy. Now that I have it in hand, gotta say, I'm actually very much enjoying it. It's one of those simple, straight to the point figures. It's not gonna be something where it's like, I need it to be this, this, and this. You know what? It's a straightforward iteration of the movie. So if you didn't like the movie, you obviously don't care for the toy. If you like the movie, you may want this, considering I don't think there's any other merchandise that someone's done from this particular movie reboot. So there you have that. So let's get to it. Let's talk about it. First things first, I really like this face sculpt. I didn't know what to expect out of that. Can't front though, got a really solid face sculpt out of it. Like, it looks like the actual movie Hellboy. So that's going to deter some people because everybody wants Ron Perlman cat face. And now you got David Harbour dog face. So opposites are what they are. But yeah, like if I zoom in, well, not zoom in, but I bring them closer, you can see that that sculpt is really in there. It's actually painted really well. It's a nice dark, like bloody red, much like this guy's sort of armor, except it's a little lighter than his armor, but you get what I'm saying. We actually get a really nice articulation, despite it being like the hair in the way. The hair is soft plastic. So it's one of those things you don't have to worry about breaking it like it's in the way. So we can actually not look up because of the way the hair is, but we can look down. We can tilt left and right. And ooh, lift it up a little too high. Now, if we go here over the jacket, we actually get a little bit of expression to the left. That's actually pretty cool. Our jacket looks a little baggy, which I'm totally fine with because it allows you to have some room. So we can easily hit the T-pose. This guy have a little bit of a tough time here. I guess, I don't know if it's just me or just in general, but I know that they definitely used a new type of body here. Not something that I've seen them use before. So there's that. And the jacket is wired along this part here. So it is wired. So you'll get that nice curl going outward. Or you can lay it flat, whichever one you want to do. All right. The tail is made of a bendable wire. Oh, I didn't even realize there's hair on the back. Oh, that's pretty cool. I didn't notice that before. But yeah, the tail is a bendy wire. So you can actually give the tail a lot of expression. It's a nice rubber-like material. The waist guard can actually lift up. You can just sit it right here along the waist to make it look cool. You'll see the gun holster here, all your significant pouches of the 90s. You have your rosary, which I remember I called that a rosemary once, and I apologize to everyone in advance because I'm sorry about that. But this is a rosary. I was tired, and that doesn't excuse that I messed up hardcore. As far as our articulation goes, the crazy thing about this is it's single jointed, but you get a nice deep cut on it that allows you to go a little bit more than 90 degrees, but it's going to still feel like 90. But for some reason, it just feels natural on this guy. Like, it doesn't bother me like it should be a double joint, but it doesn't really bother me because this guy didn't do anything double joint worthy in the movie. So you actually, it looks pretty good on him. You know what I mean? As you can see all up here. This can still, let's actually chest this out. Yep. This is going to hit the 90 degree without hitting anything or getting in the way. And you have a ball joint on this. If you pop this off, you'll see your ball joint can rotate around with not too many issues. Let's pop that hand back on. Now, I know you've seen the pictures of him with his jacket off. It's actually pretty simple. What you do is you just rotate that out, swivel it out. You actually remove his tiny hand in comparison. And then if you want, you even pop the head off. So that way you can take his jacket off. So that way you can see what he's like without it. Now before, the reason why I didn't notice the hair is because I've actually never looked at the backhand side to notice the hair, which is pretty cool. I didn't know that they had that little nice detail there. Now, with this guy like this, let's pop this back on. Ooh, Fist of Doom, Fist of Doom. Oh, wrong head. I got stuff laying around, so y'all have to excuse me. Upper torso wise, we actually get a backwards movement with no problem. We get a little bit of forward crunch. We got a nice ball joint to activate a little bit more of that articulation. And then we have our single joint here. The nice bracelet on the wrist. I believe that is attached to the wrist and you can't take that off. So there's no way around that. You'll get some thigh swivel here. You get straight up nice forward articulation. And it's double jointed at the knees. And you'll have a actually very generous boot cut on this guy. Like, it actually turns out like all the way inward. And it rotates. So Hellboy can actually get some decent poses for a guy named Hellboy. For the most part, right? So if you wanted this to turn all the way up or cut towards you, you obviously won't get that. But I still don't think that's one of those things that's a problem. You know what I mean? He still looks pretty good doing what he does. Hitting nice static like poses or posing up like with his Fist of Doom. I don't think you'll have too much of a problem saying this actually looks really good in comparison to the movie. Like if you looked at a movie still and you took a really good picture of this, I think this guy would look really good. But that may not be enough for some people. So again, you're going to choose by the end of this video and you're going to make up your mind, but I'm hoping that it helps you, right? Now, what's crazy is you can actually remove these. So that means if you have the PX1 on order, which has the horns, you have a nice little completion coming your way because you can actually take these out. That means you'll be able to like pretty much get that with the PX, so that way you can have the horns and really like do some crazy good photos, right? Don't forget, we can also rotate left and right with this arm. Same here for this one. So yeah, I'm gonna leave the jacket off for a bit so we can talk about our main man, the Hellboy. I like this guy. The look on this guy is very movie-like. I like it. Now, in terms of accessories and what we get, you will get an alternative mean face, I'm gonna call it. A true grit face. So you see the teeth. This is very David Harbour. For your Fist of Doom, you will get a more open actiony-like hand, kind of like a reaching out hand or asking for items. Then you'll have your actually holding hand. This is, you can either use as a relaxed hand or for holding a larger item, or in this case, saving a cat. So let's say my main man, the cat that's hanging up here, which you can't see, if you wanted the cat to hang from his hand, you could be really cute like that and do it. I might actually do a photo like this now. See? Then we get a horseshoe. A horseshoe, definitely. This is always a plus. You get a dedicated hand for holding the horseshoe on your left-hand side. You'll get an item holding hand, whether that be a sword or not a gun, because there's a gun holding hand. But this could be a sword, or in this case, your briefcase, the BPRD briefcase. This opens up, and this is going to hold his revolver. Well, in this case, a special one. And it has 6 bullets in there. Oop, I got the wrong gun. I'm tripping, y'all. That actually does look really good. And it can store it. It actually stores it, so. Then you'll get the other gun. Now, I'm going to go back to this one real fast because I do want to talk about one thing. It does have a actual spinning barrel. And I shouldn't have closed that because I forgot I don't have any nails to open it. The bullets do not come out, y'all, so you don't have nothing to worry about. The barrel actually rotates. And if you're wondering if it takes Mezco effects, both guns do take the effect. You'll get an open action hand. And then you will get a trigger hand, obviously for your weapons, like the gun. Anyway, one more thing I do want to talk about because I want to test it while I'm here. A couple of things I want to test before I put the jacket back on, show you guys a few things, right? I have the 1000 Toys version, and I wanted to see how the sword looks in this hand and if it can expand out in case you want just to do cool stuff. So here is Excalibur. It looks like this hand can hold it. And also here is a Mythic Legions sword, just in case you wanted to try something else. It could also hold it. That's pretty dope. One last thing, and this is just me trying stuff because I can't paint. I'm gonna try out the 1000 Toys exclusive horns and see how they look. And technically, They just barely fit in the pegs. Oh, no. I was wrong. No, they don't fit. But it would have been cool for him to be able to have this. So technically, if you're just doing it from an angle, it can work. But as you can see here, there is a crazy gap there. So yeah. Actually, let's see how they look, just in case someone asks me. This checks off focus. There we go. So technically, like if you're doing just at an angle, this works if you're going straight ahead. But if you are trying to do something where it looks at an angle or something, you're pretty much screwed. So that may not work for you. So without further ado, let's jump into our size comparison to see what kind of cool things we can get up with our David Harbour Hellboy. Right? Let's get to it. All right, guys, now squaring up time. So it's time to size comparison. Now, first things first. I was about to do a Biggie lyric. Let me chill. Here we are with a 1000 Toys Hellboy, which is pretty much comic accurate to what we see in the Manola stuff when drawn by Manola or drawn on Cutie. And here we are with our counterparts. Like, honestly, I'm not even mad at this. I think this is a very good rendition. If you're going to go with the realistic proportions of a guy who's half human, half demon, it's not bad. I think that the 1000 Toy Hellboy has it beat in terms of articulation, but we're not talking about like that stuff. Actually, we are, but that's not what I meant. What I meant was in terms of what we're getting out of this. Like, one is a comic book stylized version. One is a movie stylized version. So you can actually use each one of these for different reasons. The same way that you used the Ron Perlman one for different reasons back when Mezco did that version. So it's really up to you about what you like and what you want out of this. Another example here is Abe Sapien with him. So again, I don't see this being a terribly out of fit thing. I think he'd work better with the Abe Sapien than he would with his comic counterpart, but they could do a team up because it's happened before. Why the hell not now? You can definitely have him team up with Batman now too. So let's remove these guys, right? And let's talk about some other stuff. Here we are with a Mythic Legion. I've always had Vorgus here. So if you want to have him fight some knights or some other crazy stuff, you're good here, right? Then we have another Mezco stuff. Here is a Mezco Miana Gomez body. If you want to use this as a base for Yuri Watanabe, this is what you can do. You can use that as a base. As you can see with the more realistic proportion stuff, he does fit in pretty well. Moving this stuff out of the way. Just in case you want to get crazy mystical, because he fights all sorts of things. Here he is with a giant samurai skeleton from Storm Collectibles that obviously could fit in this crazy world that is Hellboy. Here we are with the SH Figuarts Kamen Rider Kuga. And then we have an articulated Icons Ninja. So as you can see, size-wise, Hellboy is a big guy. That's most Mezco stuff. That actually stands over most other import stuff. It stands just about pretty well with most domestic things. But I think size-wise, these feel about right with the exception of Skeleton. Unless you supersize them with some weird magical potion or whatever. You can do whatever. It's your world, man. Let it rock. Here we are with a 1000 Toys Dawn. And then here we are with a Marvel Legends Moon Knight. Oop. Nope. Capes are bad. Capes knocked him down. So yeah. But like I said, most 6-inch stuff pretty much rocks out pretty well. No problem. Let's remove these guys. And if you want to try G.I. Joe and Power Rangers, that'll be next. So here we are with a Storm Shadow. Trying to figure out what's going on with this guy. Giving him the evil eye. And then we'll do a... Oh, you know what? I have Green Ranger here. So let's use Green Ranger. Like I said, with most domestic stuff, he stands about a really good height. Now, if you want to compare him to some bigger stuff, I don't have any of my ogres with me, but I do have my Hulk on the table. And Hulk is a very big guy compared to him. So he stands about average human height, nothing crazier. Oh, you know what? I got Pumpkin Wrapper. So yeah, Pumpkin Wrapper. But all in all, I really like how this guy came out. Like visually, he's stunning. Like there's no problem with it that I have. But if you wanted double jointed arms or you looked for more accessories, there's not to say that they couldn't give us that. That's understandable. I think the double joints would have probably made it perfect in terms of getting that real crazy range that we would want. I would have preferred that, but we didn't get it. So I can't be too crazy. Again, this is the only way to get this version of a movie Hellboy. But I think my only gripe here is that I wish we would have probably gotten a t-shirt variant of some sort. No, that's asking too much. That never happened. I would have wanted double joints. Yeah, I think that's what I would have wanted. Double joints. But yeah, this is what we got, and I still like it. So who's to say I won't continue liking it? Hopefully we get Yuri. Hopefully. But in the meantime, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Hope you found it informative. And as always, please be good, do good. Drink your water. Later.